morning, guys. Welcome back. How we doing? Good morning, everyone. Happy April. April 1st. April Fool's Day. What's the joke today? Good morning. Howdy. All right. Get settled in here. Wait a few minutes for everyone to pile on in. Hope you guys had a good weekend with family, friends. Enjoyed Easter. Back at it today. We had ourselves a nice 3-day weekend. Man, I love that. Metal, yep. Roasted my own coffee and made cold brew over the weekend. Nice. Nice, hamster. Maybe. Yeah, Jacob, definitely a strong gap up this morning. A little bit, giving back a decent amount of it in the pre-market, but we've pulled back to a very key level on both the NASDAQ and ES. And so definitely some pullback long potential. Today, we're definitely going to want some of that gap up to be pulled back and, give us an opportunity, which is happening right now. So that's good to see, but we got to be careful. There's still some major supply levels above, major on the NASDAQ futures. Rangers taking the cup, man. I hope, man. We're going to see who they play in the playoffs. It could be the Lightning. If it's the Lightning, I'll probably be at every game. Definitely both Lightning games and probably both Rangers games. So I might be doing a lot of traveling. Because in the Lightning, that'd be an easy drive for me. I could stay at the hotel. We could do some streaming from the hotel. And then if we go to New York, go to MSG. We'll see, man. We'll see. I appreciate that, Larry. Hope all is well. All right. Let's get it started. If you guys could, press that like button as you dive in, as you walk into the arena. Let's pull up the... My camera's really zoomed in today. Holy crap. Let's pull up the economic calendar. Here's how we start this week. Economic calendar. Today, not much. ISM manufacturing PMI. I don't think this is anything crazy, but something to watch. So 10 o'clock today, ISM manufacturing PMI. Just be aware of 10 o'clock. That's all. Understand that there might be a little bit of volatility around that time. So be aware of that today. Tomorrow, JOLTS. That's probably, that's definitely a little bit more important than the ISM today. But I'd say 10 a.m. JOLTS tomorrow important. 10 a.m. today. So 2 10 a.m. back to back today, tomorrow. Be aware of that. That's 30 minutes after the market opens. Some talking heads late day tomorrow. So just be aware of that. Wednesday, ADP non-farm. That's big one right there. 8:15 Wednesday. That's big. Fed Chair Jerome. Jerome Powell speaking on Wednesday as well. 12 o'clock. Unsure of why, but probably just some comments made there from Jerome. So always have to be cautious of when his mouth is blabbering. So 12:10 on Wednesday, Powell speaking. Be aware of this. Unemployment, that's our normal Thursday stuff. And then Friday, average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate on Friday, 8:30. So nothing crazy this week. Pretty average sort of day-by-day economic calendar. So we'll just have to obviously be aware of it. If we do swing trades, we know what's coming next. If we're holding positions open, we know what the next day may bring, right? That's all this means, right? When we look at this economic calendar, all we can do is understand the volatility and the risk that we put on our portfolio if we hold positions through these events. That's it. And you either accept it or you don't. So today, 10 o'clock, that's it. Do we have any earnings? Do we have any earnings? No, not really. All right. Let's get started with the futures. NASDAQ futures. Ooh, it's breaking. Yeah, so big gap up on NQ as you guys saw, but man, it is not something I trust with too much. It's a tough one here. Why is that? Why is this a tough one here? Where did we gap up into, and where are we rejecting again, right? This is no joke here. This is no joke of a level on the NASDAQ futures. You gapped up right into the supply again. It's the same exact level. This is a very major high on the NASDAQ futures. We have not seen five rejection points at the same level on this NASDAQ market since the start of this year, right? We have not seen this strong of a high being put in on the NASDAQ market. So this is big. This is very big and definitely questionable, right? I would be I'd slow it down a little bit to the upside. I wouldn't be taking the same size, long positions. I'd be holding the jets just a little bit because this is not something that you really want to see. If you're looking for NASDAQ to move higher, if you're looking for the tech stocks to go higher, this is not what you're looking for. So be aware of this. This is something you have to know that's being set in. Even after today's gap up, you are rejecting it aggressively, and you're really pulling back right now as we speak. So you have given back this entire gap up. You moved right into supply again, got nailed off supply, 18,625. That's our 4-hour supply, and you can see we are giving back the entire move. So little April Fool's gap up maybe, like the title of this live stream. I would not want to be long into the NASDAQ 18,625. It is just clearly a brick wall up here that you do not want to be holding long into. So very big, very major. You have to be watching this. You have to be watching this. So if we continue to dive lower, the demand that we're watching is just at Thursday's lows, right? It's just at Thursday's lows, really. It's right around this 18,450 right in here, right? Pretty easy. 18,450, 18,450, 18,450, 450, right? And so that's where we're looking for this to drop down into if we are looking for, maybe that next long opportunity. What is happening right now? Very clear. Okay? Clear as can be. So, channel, right? Clear as can be. Supply, demand, and you are right in the center of it. So not a morning to get crazy active as we trade in the center of a channel, right? We do not trade aggressively in centers of channels. We trade aggressively at key levels. So if we get, more pullback here, can we see a nice long opportunity off this low? If we get a pop today, can we see a nice supply rejection at this high, right? We're going to be looking to trade either here or here, right? We're looking to trade either here or here. That's it. So let's see. But right now, I'm not in love with what I'm seeing here for the upside. That's for sure. Not in love with longing into that supply that's showing up. The only place I'd be interested in possibly looking for longs today is if we get a pullback to this 18,450 and if we see another hold step in at that Thursday low. That would be interesting, looking to see if that would result in a next long opportunity on the NASDAQ. But until then, I'm not going to randomly long here for no reason, right? I'm looking for pullbacks to key levels or pushes into major rejection points. All right? Got to be a little bit careful here today. Here is the QQQ. And we can see the exact same type of trading here. Here's the QQQ. We can see where's our rejection point. Right here, right here, right here. Very clear. 447.50, 447.50, 447.50, and 447.50. Major gap up and major rejection of that level. That is abundantly clear. And just a beautiful gap and rejection going on right now on the market. Where do we have to move to the downside before you can have any interest of relonging this move? I would not touch longs until you got anywhere near this 443.50. You have to, in my opinion, come back down to this demand low, before you have interest in potentially longing this breakdown. Right? I would not try to just randomly long this market until you come back down to this demand, right? Back into here. So I would be watching Thursday's lows, 443.50. Maybe there's a little long opportunity off this low, but I would not just be, randomly trying to take longs just because it's pulling back. We're pulling back, I'm long. No, wait for a level, 443.50, and then possibly the daily 20 SMA at 442 are the levels to be watching. This QQQ rejection is pretty nasty in my eyes. That's a very major level rejection again at 447.50. Right there is where I'd look for this to come back down to 443.50. ES. So ES held the 5,300, which was very key on Thursday. That was a major hold. And I think when I look at this chart, I think the 5,300 is a must hold. I do not like if the ES falls back under 5,300, that is concerning to me. I think that is a break in momentum in the short term for sure. So I would be watching 5,300 very closely. Looking at this market now, I think 5,300 would be the only spot that I'd consider a dip buying long off of. I would not consider a long unless it is back here, right? Either back here or back above this high. So I would look for longs possibly down at 5,300, right? That's about the only spot I would look for longs on this pullback right now. I would not be randomly longing it here, random here, a little bit there. No, right? I would only be comfortable at the key levels. So you have lows, highs, lows, and lows. I want to be here. I want to be comfortable in my longs. This would be the only spot that I'd look for it as of right now. 5,300 might be the pullback level that we need. We might need to give back this gap up, right, and reset at that 5,300 level. I do not like that the ES is back under this all-time high for trying to long this market unless it's back at demand, right? I would actually look to see if this turns into a rejection point today and a short entry. 53, right around 53.20, 53.22, you can see a previous high here, and you can see the high that came in on Thursday, 53.20. So if we come back higher, right, if this ES moves back higher today, back into this Thursday high, and rejects, I would look for the short entry right here at 53.20. So I'd watch 53.20 for rejections, and I would be watching 5,300 for demand. It's about a 20-point channel, and I would be looking for downside rejections off 53.20, and I would be looking for demand longs off 5,300, right? That's it. That's all I'd be looking for. SPY. Let's go and zoom out on SPY. SPY is a little bit different here, and so this is something to be watching here. And the SPY has been different than the ES for some time now, and so it's a little bit strange, but something to, we got to watch both. And the reason I say the SPY has been a little bit different is because if we look at the ES here, right, you can see when the ES pulled back, last week right here, it never came back down to this retest level. It never came back down to that double top high. It got close, but it never touched it. And then in today, you can see the ES is back under this all-time high, right? But if we go to the SPY, it's different. It's a little bit different. The SPY did pull back to that previous double top high. That was our 518 level. And the SPY is still above the previous all-time high here. So there's a discrepancy on the SPY versus ES, which continues to be something that you sort of have to be aware of. You got to be watching both of them because as of right now, on this market, the SPY, I'm going to call it 424, the SPY is still above, on this pullback this morning, is still above the previous all-time high here. And if it holds 524, this is a potential spot to be looking long. So I would be very focused on this right here, this previous high from Thursday of 2 weeks ago. This was around $524 a share. 524, I'd be watching 524 this morning. If we turn 524 into a rejection, right? If we turn 524 into a rejection point, then I would be looking for the downside continuation. I would be looking for downside into 522. Okay? 522 is what? On the ES, 5,300. 522 on the SPY is 5,300 on the ES. How do I know that? Because look at how this held right here. See this little double bottom hold at 522? That is right here. So that is 5,300 on the ES, which is 522 on the SPY. So that might be the right level to wait for a pullback into, in my opinion, 522 and 5,300 on the ES. But I would also just be aware of what goes on at the 524 today, which is this SPY previous high. Okay? All right. Let's go to the Russell. So obviously the small caps have been on a little bit of a run lately. It's make or break time here for the Russell. What does the Russell need to do today to really prove itself? It's got to hold over this previous high. The previous high here is 2149.40. 2149.4. 2149.4. We have to hold over that level on the Russell. Right here. 2149.4. That is really where you want to see that Russell hold on, right? If the Russell can hold above this high, then I think you can try to continue here. But if the Russell falls back below this high, right, you could lose some strength and probably retest the 2130. Okay? So today on the Russell, 2150, pretty much call it 2150. Previous highs here. That's a must hold. If that breaks, right, if that breaks, then we move down into the 2130. Okay? So 2150, 2130. Two levels to watch on the downside on the Russell today. Dow Jones, Mike Jones, Daniel Jones, Chris Jones, Indiana Jones, Daniel Jones, John Paul Jones. What else? 4030, 40,300. Looks to be a little double top for now. That break and retest on the Dow was a thing of beauty. I mean, look at the beauty of this break and retest on the Dow Jones. Previous highs, new lows, break and retest, a long entry. Beautiful stuff there on the Dow Jones. However, we do need to be aware that the Dow Jones is getting stuck at the 40,300. 40, I'm just going to call it 4,300. I don't feel like saying 40,300. 4,300 right here. You can see it right there. Little double top. Be aware of that. I would be watching, really, I'd be watching a pullback to right here. 4,100. 40 and then 100. Not 4,100. 40,100. So I'd look at this right here. 40,100 right there. That's what I'd be watching to see if we can get a pullback and maybe a nice long off that level right there. 40,100. Be careful of the double top at 40,300. All right? All right. I think that's about it for the futures, man. It's just not a convincing long today. That's the thing that's tough, right? It's a very uneasy feeling long entry. And you have to understand, in my opinion, you have to sort of take that into account, right? If you were looking for really strong action today, right, you would not, or if someone was looking for strong action today, they would have not wanted to see this supply rejection come in again. And so I would step into the day with a little bit of concern about how strong this gap up is and whether it continues. That is not something that is very, enticing to bulls. It's not enticing to see this NASDAQ now have 5 rejection points at the same level. 5 4-hour rejections at the same level at 18,625. Not confidence inspiring for upside. Be aware of that. Be cautious of that. That does not mean that you step in today and you put your whole account on put options. That's not what that means. I know that's what some people think that means, but that's not what that means. It's just a matter of not longing into supply, but looking for maybe pullbacks to demand for that long entry, 380, 450, 2 levels I'm watching. But this does not mean, right, just because we see these rejections does not mean that we put our whole account in puts at open and then you see this happen and then you say, what the hell is going on? It's because you have no risk management. All right, let's continue. Tesla. Tesla must hold 175 today. If Tesla breaks down 175 and the market starts to really reject this gap up, this could be a nice short entry to watch today. I think you really need to watch. You need to really hold 175. If we start losing 175, I think the hammer starts coming down on Tesla again, right? I think if we lose this 175, this could start to really unravel again. So 175, we know this is a major level in the past. Again, 175 here in the pre-market. I don't need to show you this again, but you know 175 was major on the 4-hour chart as well, right? This is a big, big level. So today, watch what happens here, right? We had a move higher, total fail of a gap up, total giving it back. This is very weak, right? The fact that we are giving back this entire gap up, look to see if you get something really clean under 175 today. If you see something really clean under 175, this could be a big opportunity in my eyes. I would be watching this very closely. Looks like the rejection spot's right up here around 178. Right up here around 178 looks to be your new rejection spot on Tesla. You guys can see. Make this red real quick. Tesla right here. So previous low, rejection, 178. Be careful of that. And then watch 175. 178, 175, that is your channel to watch. Tesla deliveries tomorrow, Chef? Really? Oh, shit. All right. So careful on the swing trades. I did not aware of that. So Tesla delivery numbers tomorrow. Interesting. And it's right at 175. Yeah, that's gonna make for a interesting event when you're at such a key level with such major news. Yeah, so 175 in deliveries tomorrow. Nvidia. So this is gonna be interesting on Nvidia. This is gonna be interesting. Does this result in the next major long opportunity, or does Nvidia fail the next move higher? Right. That's the big question here. The big question for me is, does this 890 area, does this 20 SMA become the next long opportunity that we're going to look back at and say, holy shit, what a long that was at the daily 20, right? We can go back on this chart and we can see all the holy shit points on this market. Holy shit, what a long. Holy shit, what a long. And here we are again. Is this the next one that we're going to be looking back at in 2 weeks and saying, wow, I could have just longed off that daily 20 again, right? That's the question mark here, and it's not something that I would lose sight of, right? Because this could be a very big opportunity. You have now seen a triple bottom here hold at that 890, and you are seeing that 20 SMA sort of holding up this stock as well. The question is, does the NASDAQ have continuation in it? That's the hard part to answer here, especially after seeing that gap up and fail on the NASDAQ futures, right? It causes a lot of question marks, right? If the NASDAQ gapped up today and moved over that supply, right, I would be much more confident on saying longing Nvidia here. I would be much more confident on saying staying long AMD or looking for Tesla to be long off 175. Or looking for Microsoft to be long off this 419, right? The NASDAQ, the ES, is what gives the confidence to these moves. So it's tough to say here because if that NASDAQ starts to really fail, right? If that NASDAQ really rejects that high and really starts to break down, this is not going higher, right? This is going lower. So got to watch that NASDAQ. Got to try to find some confidence from that move. But this is a big 890 level. I'd be watching this, and something I'm really interested in potentially just putting on some longer dated calls to see if this is that entry. I'll see. But right now, 925 is your supply. 925, 925, 925. You got to get above this 925 area. Above that, you got that 936. So you still got supplies above, right in here, right in here, right in here, right in here. But man, oh man, could this be just sort of that consolidation that we should be longing for that next move higher? It's something to absolutely be watching here on Nvidia off this daily 20. AMD. So AMD, good consolidation still. We're still getting stuck under this 184 though, right? This 184 is still a brick wall on AMD. You can see just really crazy consolidation. 184, rejection, 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 and it just continues to hold, right? This is a channel. If there ever was a channel, this is a channel. So I'm waiting for the day that AMD breaks over to 184. I think if it does, there's going to be a major squeeze here, and I would absolutely be watching this. All right, I would not lose sight of this AMD 184 level. If the market stays hot, if semis do catch up, sort of gain steam again, that 184 breakout is going to be something special. I would be watching this very closely. Let's go to SMCI. So SMCI, you guys know I've been watching that $1,000 level. Still watching it, man. Still watching it. Damn, 2,100 people, 600 likes. Ouch. Holy shit. Ouch. Let me take a break. Take a break at April Fool's. Looks like I'm going to have to end the stream. Let me take a break. Here's your April Fool's ad. Enjoy it. Press that like button. I'll wait. I will wait. That's an ouch. Ice Spice posted something. I don't know why I'm getting alerts that Ice Spice posted on her Instagram. All right. SMCI. So, 1,000, right? Right here. 1,000. 1,000. That's the major level. As of right now, it's still holding above it. As of right now, it's still holding above it. 1,000 on SMCI. So, this is a must hold. If it breaks, this is where I'd like to see downside. This is where I'd like to see downside if it can break. But for now, it holds, and this could be, right? This could be a long opportunity on SMCI, right? If it holds that 1,000, this could absolutely result in a long opportunity back into that 1080 supply. So either way, 1,000, big level to watch here. I'd absolutely be watching either direction, okay? I'd be watching either direction here at 1,000. If it breaks below, I like downside. If it continues to hold, I'd be looking for that long. The only reason I'm not fond of the long personally is I don't like longing back into daily 20 SMAs. When a stock, in my eyes, when a stock breaks under a daily 20 after such a strong sort of move to the upside, it's a little bit of a, just sort of that not an A+ trade anymore for me. Right? It's more of like I'm not sure if I like this. So for me, I'm not a big fan of longing into these daily 20s. I like to long off of them on pullbacks if it's holding above it. But for now, just be aware of that. If you are long SMCI of 1,000, be careful of around that 1050 level. All right? Under 1,000, I am very interested in the shorts. So just understand that. All right, Microsoft. An interesting spot here on Microsoft. This was our I had 421, but it looks like it's around 419. You are sort of holding this 419 area. I don't know, though. I don't really like. I'll sort of break this down for you. So 419, 419, 419, and you can see this 419 low that has set in here, right? See how this 419 level has set in? You have 419, you have it here, you have it here, and you have a double top here over the end of last week. So 419, big level on Microsoft. You got a gap up this morning off that 419. You got an uptrending 20 SMA. You have a potential flag breakout, right? You have a potential downtrend breakout here on Microsoft. See this? Right? We've been sort of eyeing this. And so you got this move down to 419. You held it and you gapped up. Interesting little flag potential here on Microsoft. But here's the problem. You see where that high is now? This is where we have to get over now before we take this. So 425, we can very clearly see 425, 425, 425. I think you got to get over 425 here. If you can get over 425, I like this for continuation. So let's see, right? NASDAQ's going to need to gain strength again. That's no doubt about that. That's another problem, right? Why I just don't have too much confidence on this is because of the NASDAQ, right? I see the hold. I see the potential flag breakout. I see everything that could result in further upside. But then I think back for a second. Oh, wait a second. NASDAQ's getting sort of smacked off the supply. I don't really like that. So very difficult today, right? Because you're not getting that strength, that confirming upside on the NASDAQ to really look for some of these setups. And that's why a lot of these could fail, right? A lot of these could fail today. You might want to see Microsoft break out. You might say, hey, I love Microsoft on this 30-minute trend break. I love this upside continuation. If this NASDAQ does nothing but drops today, they will fail. These setups will fail. Microsoft cannot go higher if the NASDAQ is going down today. Okay, so be aware of that. If we get a flip on the NASDAQ, then you definitely can keep an eye out for it. But you need that flip on the NASDAQ before feeling confident on these individual equities going higher. So 425, big level. 419, another big level to watch below. Golf Nut. Thanks, Vincent, for the daily effort on the stream. Thank you, Golf. Appreciate that, man. I'm going to buy some Pro V1s with that. Getting ready for summer in Florida. The shittiest golf course in my area is $200 for 18 right now. Absolutely insanity. Meta. I would not touch Meta until 480. I would not touch Meta until 480. I think Meta's a mess here. I think it needs to come back down to this demand right here. 480, 480, 480, 480, 480. I think we need to come back down to this 480 on Meta. I would not touch Meta until it's back to this level. I think this is just sort of a move back lower to this demand right in here. So I would be watching Meta 480. That's about it. I don't have much for you on Meta today. I'm just going to basically put an alert at 480, and if it hits it, I'll get interested in seeing what it does. So that's all I'm doing on Meta. At or below, I'm going to call it 480. I'm going to call it 480. Yeah, just do it 480. And so if I get a at or below 480, I'll be alerted, and I'll keep an eye on what it wants to do at that major level. Because right now, Meta's not trading at any major level. Netflix is sort of interesting for a retest rejection here, guys. I would be aware of this. If the market's weak, this might be one I target, just to let you know. This might be one I target here. So if we get weakness on the NASDAQ, I'm going to look to target this break and retest of 615 on Netflix. You can see on Thursday what it did, right? Look at this Thursday move. We had a break under 615 under the daily 20. On Thursday, the market opened and slammed on that rejection. So if we push back higher here, in my eyes, if we push back higher here on Netflix, and if we push back higher into the 615, this could be another rejection play, maybe a little bear flag action back into that 615, right? Look for something like this, and then that bear flag action back down to that 592 demand, which is that major demand below. This is interesting. This is very interesting. You have previous rejections here, right? This is clear. Previous rejections here, very clear rejections at that 615. And we have the daily 20, which could just be that perfect sort of fade spot on Netflix right here. This is something I'm definitely watching on Netflix, 615. Yeah. Let's see what it does there. I'm going to call it I'm going to put it at 6:15. I'm going to put an alert, actually. I'm going to put an alert. Create alert at or above, let's call it 6:13.50. All right. Let's go to Amazon. Amazon over 180, which is interesting. But, man, it just feels like we're pulling nails. We're pulling teeth is the saying. Feels like we're pulling teeth to move higher on Amazon. I just don't like it. I'm just going to be honest with you. I just don't get a good feeling from it. I don't like how it's trading. That's pretty much it. I just don't like this type of upside. Like, look at this sort of, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. I'm just, in my eyes, I can tell sort of from experience if something's like really pushing, really moving, has a lot of momentum behind it. This just feels like we're pulling teeth to move higher. But we could watch over 180, right? We could see if it really maintains over that. I would say let Amazon prove to you for like a whole week or at least 2 to 3 trading days that it's going to hold 180. Make Amazon prove to you that it's really going to hold above this level because it has gone up. It has faked out. It has gone up. It's faked out. It's gone up. It's faked out, right? It's faked out a lot of 180 moves. And so I would not want to be long here for another 180 fake out, right? That's just not interesting to me at all. So I've seen the fake outs in the past. What makes me think that it's not going to do it again? If we hold the entire week above 180, like Edson's saying, the weekly looks good. If we hold above the entire week above 180, then we can look maybe with a little bit more confidence, right? If this weekly candle can really hold over 180, then maybe there's some confidence here, right? If we can really get the hold and the confidence above this level. Because for now, with the NASDAQ where it is, right? Yeah, oh man, I love Amazon over 180, right? Oh, it's great, right? I love this 180 hold. Here's the problem, which it could be good. It could be something to long off 180, but here's the problem. Amazon gap up over 180. NASDAQ, if this thing keeps dying today, it's going to fail right back under that 180. It's going to be a total fake out. So this is really the key, right? This is the key to whether that Amazon continues higher. If the NASDAQ returns back to the upside, if the NASDAQ can bounce, right? If the ES can sort of hold about this 5,300, if the NASDAQ can sort of hold itself above this demand low and sort of return back to the upside, then, right, then we get some more confidence that we can try Amazon longs at 180. But we need that NASDAQ confidence. Google, 153. Man, what a level this is, huh? What a level this is. This is crazy. It's just it's just right at 153 again. So this 153 is pretty damn clear. I don't think it's very hard to see 153. You need a break and hold above 153 for any type of upside here. Until then, be careful of 153. All right. Let's go to, we went Microsoft, we went Meta, we went Amazon, Google, SMCI, Nvidia, AMD, Tesla. Let's go to, what did I miss from my Desi TA? Coin, MicroStrategy. We went Netflix. Let's go Coin and SMCI. I'm sorry, Coin and MicroStrategy real quick. Coin still seems sort of weak to me, but it has now entered a channel, so I'm not interested in it, right? We are now in this channel on Coin. We are between 270 supply, and we are between 255 demand. So not that interested here. If we break under 255, I'll get interested. If we look to reject 270, I'll get interested. When we're in a channel, guys, I do not trade within it. So 255, 270, that's your Coin channel. Watch that. MSTR, big breakdown on Thursday. You see this thing's broke all the way back down to this 1516 area, all the way back down to this daily 20 SMA. So interesting there. What's Bitcoin doing today? What's the Buttcoin doing? Buttcoin's holding the daily 20 there. Buttcoin's still holding up. What is that, around 70K? Yeah. So, all right. Let's go to CrowdStrike. I mean, it's just pretty sideways, man. There's like a pretty clear channel. What is it, like 340, 338? You got like channel highs here. You got some channel lows roughly around here, 313, right? And you're just sort of stuck right between it. So I would just wait for a break of either side, right? I'd like to look for a break of either side, maybe above 338 or maybe below 313. But I would just wait, right? You don't want to get too involved in this right here. You want to wait for it to get out of this channel. Let's go to Disney real quick because Disney's on a beast of a move, man. And if you guys have maybe been buying some shares on Disney, I don't think a bad idea. A pretty beastie move here on Disney, and something to be sort of looking for on the comeback. I like it. I mean, Disney's probably one of the better, one of the beat down names. I would say Disney is one of the better beat down companies. I would just be aware of this 126 right here, 126.50, big supply above. That's probably where Disney starts to lose some steam, guys. So if you are long Disney, be aware of this daily major rejection, right? Look at this from back here. This is back in August of 2022. You had a major 126.50 rejection, which brought you down to the lows. So this is exactly where I'd be careful of. 126.50 on Disney. Lulu, we already went over the IWM. Lulu, that's a big level there, Chef. Let me zoom out here. Yeah, look how major this level is for Lulu. Damn. We did analysis on this a long time ago when I was using circles and arrows over here. Look at this shit. So, yeah, big level on Lulu. What is this? 380, give or take? 385. Yeah, it's like 385. That's big time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like dated back to 2020. This is big time level. 385. Something to watch, Chef, but a little early to be, getting too aggressive on it. It's sort of just basing for now. I don't know. I'd give it some more time here to see if it can maintain. I think that's about it for me. PayPal, I'm not interested in PayPal, man. ARM, nothing has changed. Completely sideways. Nothing has changed there. MU, still waiting for the pullback, man. I know it's, some people can't stand and wait, but you're still waiting for the pullback here on MU. 114. Wait for it. Need it. All right, guys, so let's look at the gap fill level real quick. Let's get this marked out. So it looks like the Nasdaq's trying to, okay, so let's put 18.5 on our charts. That looks to be our level to watch for now. Let's put 18.5 on our charts, right? Why are we putting 18.5 in our charts? 18.5 is the exact gap up, where this started right here. 18.5, and that's sort of a psych level, 18.5, right? Very nice. So let's keep 18.5 on our charts. You got 18.5 demand, and then you got 18.450, okay? 18.5, 18.450. Those are our levels to watch there. On the ES, it's holding that sort of gap start level. What is this? 53. Yeah, it's holding this previous high right here, that 53.10, right? We are holding above that 53.10, 53.11 area. That previous high right there, something to watch there. That's that Wednesday high. That's something to be monitoring, 53.12. Keep an eye on that. We need to get above 53.20. On the QQQ, we can see where we're trying to hold, right above these sort of highs right here from Thursday. You can see all this Thursday high action at 445, trying to maintain right now. See this? All this Thursday high action at 445, right? Trying to maintain right now. Something to watch, 445, QQQ. And then SPY. This is what I was talking about. On the SPY, right? What were we saying on the SPY? 524. Jesus, that's a dyslexia moment. I think I have a small case of dyslexia. 524. 524, right? That's big stuff right there. That's major previous highs, and you are trying to hold it right now, okay? This is a big watch today on the SPY, 524. All right, guys, that's all I got. If you guys could, please press that like button. I appreciate you guys. 1,200 likes. That's awesome. Thank you for the support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming to the live streams. I hope you guys find value from them. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it helps you on a daily basis. If you want to trade live with me, down below, guys, press it says trade live with me. If you want to options, insider, merchandise, I think we have a very few amount of shirts left. I think we have a few sweatshirts left. So I appreciate you guys supporting the merch. I would just like to see you guys wear it. It's completely at cost. I swear, hand on the Bible, hand on my grandmother, it is at cost. And you can ask the guy that sends this to me. I am not making money on merchandise. I have no interest in making a few $100s on merchandise. It goes at my cost, and I hope that it's just a cool way to represent the brand. If you enjoy the brand, if you enjoy the work we do, then something that you can go ahead and grab down below as well. All right, guys, thank you so much for the support. Appreciate it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.